question for you. Should we do a poll? Right. Would you rather have an electric car that looks like all other combustion engined cars and just looks like a regular run-of-the-mill car? Or would you rather have an electric car that looks like it's been specifically designed to be electric from the ground up and just looks a little bit funkier? There's a reason why I asked this. That's because there is a new car that's out there that I think is really quite lovely, but it just looks like a regular combustion engine car. Oh, it's this, by the way, the Peugeot e308. Oh, but business first, make sure you subscribe to the Electrifying YouTube channel. And if you need any more information on electric cars and lots of other things, pop yourself on our website, electrifying.com, because that is the place where dreams come true, apparently. So, I mean, if you don't agree, you can just take it to the top and text Jenny Buckley. I'll give you our number at the end of this video. Look, there's nothing wrong with flying under the radar and having a electric car that just doesn't look electric. But the thing is I always get a little bit suspicious with electric cars that aren't built to be electric from the ground up, because it means there's a compromise somewhere down the line. Because you can't make full use of the space when you're not building electric from the ground up. It's a lovely looking thing though, isn't it? I do like it. It's actually built on the same platform as the Vauxhall Astra, by the way. So which would you vote for? Personally, I'd go for this. There's something about the front grille that I think looks really nice. And I am a fan of the Peugeot new shield design. I just think it looks really lovely. And the fang lights that come down the side here, I think look really nice. I like the fact that it has little gentle creases down the side of the car. I mean, some of you might think it looks a bit bland, but oh, I think it makes it look distinctive, handsome. He's a handsome boy. At the back, I mean, you would never really know that this was electric, would you? I mean, even the bits down here look like exhausts. You only really know from the green logo on the number plate and the little E badge here, which I do have to say is a nice little nod to the Peugeot claw effect. They've kind of added that to the design, which is quite nice. It's a very lovely looking bum, isn't it? Oh, rear wiper, love to see it. Underneath is a 54 kilowatt hour battery with just under 51 kilowatts of usable capacity. But even though it sounds like the same battery as in previous Peugeot electric cars, because the battery is Peugeot's next generation with new chemistry, it could manage 257 miles of WLTP range, which ain't half bad from that size of battery. And that is all for £37,000, with the first edition weighing in at £42,080 as of the Peugeot website this morning, which sounds expensive when you can get a normal combustion 308 for a smidge over 28k. But look, at least it's comparable with other electric stuff, not least that electric Astra that we were talking about. Right, welcome to the interior. I do think that the interiors of Peugeots are an acquired taste, but I'm a fan. I am a fan. There's something about the design of everything that goes on inside a Peugeot that just really captures my attention. As soon as you sit down, you are met with the iCockpit display. This is 10 inches and it's all, well, very nice and easy to use. And I have to say as well, in the e308, it's slightly higher up, so it's more in the driver's eye line, which I really appreciate. You also have the iToggle, which are basically these buttons along here, right? All of these can be chopped and changed to fit your life perfectly. If there is like a nice temperature that you like to have the car all the time, you can set that on here. If there's a certain radio station you like to listen to all the time, you can set that on here, and it's all completely personalizable. Is that personalized? You can personalize it to your everyday needs. I like the piano keys down here as well. These are really satisfying to touch. So if you want to change the temperature and the fans, you can always just press these buttons. Lovely. Gloss black, not so much of an issue down here. This is a nice sort of matte black finish. We've got a bit of gloss black here, but it's not too horrendous. I mean, the driving position is very different in a Peugeot. If you have extremely long legs, like Mike from Electrifying does, maybe it's not for you. But for me, I'm 5'6", and the driving position in a Peugeot I think is just really quite nice, because you look over the top of the steering wheel to see the screen behind. And I think it seats quite nicely. Now look, everything included in the e308 is like the tri-material seats, which are very, very comfortable, by the way. You get the iCockpit, the iToggle, the iConnect, where you can talk to the car and ask it to do bits and bobs. That's all very lovely. Storage is also very nice. I mean, you've got some bits in here. There's so much charging. Like, you can wirelessly charge down here. There's also a little plug there. There's another bit where you can charge there. There's 2 more in the back. Lots of other bits included as well. It does say on the spec sheet you have a colour reversing camera. I don't know why they had to specify it was colour, because I can't remember the last time I saw a black and white one, but it does have a colour reversing camera. There we go. You also have the e-toggle, which is all very smart. That's how you choose if you're driving or reversing. You've got the little B for regen braking, which I have been told comes down to a complete stop, but we're going to test that out in a bit as soon as I take it for a drive. And then you've got the drive modes: eco, normal, sport, all pretty standard stuff. Oh, it's a very pleasant experience in here. I like it. Every time I sit in a Peugeot, I'm like, well, this is very nice. Welcome to the rear seats. Here is where there are a couple of compromises, because this isn't an electric car from the ground up. Transmission tunnel. Don't need it. So you are going to have to be that person that kind of straddles both sides if you're sat in the middle. There's a part of me that wants to let it off though, because it does actually feel quite spacious and quite nice back here. Like I said, we've still got the 2 charging ports back here, but I think because the windows are quite low, it does feel quite airy. It would be nicer if there was a panoramic roof. What's in here? Oh, a couple of cup holders. The boot is actually quite a decent size. You've got 412 litres of space back there, which is pretty good. And then when you fold all the seats down, you've got 1,323 litres of space. But again, another compromise, no frunk. No frunk, which is a bit of a shame, really. You know what, it rides pretty well, this. I mean, we are driving over some pretty bumpy roads right now. And it's coping with it pretty good, actually. I've always said this about Peugeots. I do think because the steering wheel is smaller and lower, I want to chuck it. I want to chuck it. I want to throw it round some corners, because it feels like that's what you should be doing in a car with a steering wheel like this. It's a car with strong chuckability. That's what it is. Which is weird, because really this car is not that fast at all. We've got 156 horsepower when you put it in sport mode, and it will do 0 to 62 in 9.8 seconds, which actually in today's terms is quite leisurely. You think about it. If I put my foot down, hang on. It's not that exciting. But you do feel like, I want to throw it around a corner. It's front wheel drive only. If they made this rear wheel drive, I could really have some fun with this, I reckon. I really could. That is a big thumbs up for the indicator noises from me. Still not as good as a Polestar 2, but that's very nice. I like that very much. That's very nice on the ears. Actually, the steering, I do have to mention, has a nice bit of weight to it. There are so many cars now, a lot of electric cars especially, where the steering is just so light. They've been designed to be city cars and easy driving and all that sort of thing, and the steering just feels like there's nothing to it and you're not connected to the car whatsoever. But that's completely different with this. I do feel connected to the car, and the driving position is just great for me. This is perfectly pleasant. Perfectly pleasant. Right, so underneath we have a new 54 kilowatt hour battery, which they're claiming will return around 257 miles of WLTP range. I mean, really, the usable kilowatt hours in the battery is just under 51. That's quite efficient, isn't it? And the more efficient batteries are getting distributed across all of Peugeot's next-gen cars, as well as the rest of the parent company Stellantis' other brands, like the Jeep Avenger. So we're looking forward to a bit of an uptick in real-world ranges. So if you do want to charge this thing, we've got a 100 kilowatt DC charging. So you'll do, what, 10 to 80% in like 28 minutes? And as standard, you've got 11 kilowatt AC charging. If you're plugging in, you can charge 11 kilowatts at home. you're going from flat to fully charged in like 5.5 hours or something. But even if you're charging at 7.2 kilowatts, which is pretty standard for a home wall box, it will do it in around sort of 8.5 hours. That's lovely, lovely. All electric cars should be like that, nice and easy, beautiful. Right, I did say that I would do it earlier, so let's test out the regen braking. There is no one out here on these country roads in Worcester, so we can fully do it. Let's press the B button. B. Oh. Are we going to come to a stop? Are we going to come to a stop? Are we going to come to a stop? No, we're not. We went down to a creep. I thought we're supposed to go to a stop. I really like the regen braking cars where you can change the levels and you can have it on like full powerful mode and it will just come to a complete stop. Yeah, I wish that was a bit more powerful, that. Well, in typical true British fashion, we've had sun and rain all in one day. Brilliant. Right, what do we reckon? Look, would I rather have this over a Vauxhall Astra? Yes, absolutely. This is miles better, rides better, the design is better, the interior is much, much better. The problem is it's got so much competition. Would you rather go for something slightly bigger and go for a Hyundai Kona? Or would you rather have something with a bit more power and go for an MG4X Power? Oh, again, there's another video for that on our YouTube channel. The decision is yours, but there is all the video content on our YouTube channel for you to make that decision yourself. So make sure you subscribe to the Electrifying YouTube channel. And look, if you need to ask Ginny Buckley anything personally, I did say I was going to give you her phone number, so make sure you write this down. It's 07...